Alright, a couple of points I want to mention is that a couple of people uh, on YouTube recommended that I use primer before applying the PVC cement and assembling the components of the tubes. It's probably a good idea. The consequence of that is that the adhesive inside, deep inside here, will take much longer to cure than it otherwise would with the primer. I don't believe that mechanical integrity is a very large factor here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I also wanted to point out that I'm taking a suggestion from another user. I've taken the electrode bolts that were originally just going through the straps and the corner of the strap right up against the bottom surface of the PVC, and then the top nut to secure everything together. The problem with that is if there's any heating that takes place at this connection, it will soften the PVC and loosen the connection even further. So what I've done is I've taken that out of the equation by putting a bolt with a nut and a lock washer on it and socking that down really tight so that this can't loosen up over time. This is metal to metal, and then it also gives me the option now of putting a nut on the bolt so that I can level the cap, or level the plates hanging down underneath the cap a little bit better. So that gives me a little bit more adjustment, and I can also adjust the depth inside the cell. And this is actually a little bit closer to where I want it, which will get even closer to the bottom of the tank. So, also, I'm going to be drilling with a hole saw a hole right in the very top of this cap. And I stopped at Home Depot today. I picked up a 1-inch PVC end cap and a 1-inch PVC fitting that goes inside the end cap. And what I'll do is, when I create the hole in the top of the cap, I'm going to send this through from the bottom and glue it into place, and then I'm going to cut the top of the cap off. When I cut the top of the cap off, it's just going to be a ring that slips down over this piece of tubing that protrudes from the top, and I'll just take a piece of cellophane, set it over the top, and push this down on top of that, and that will create my blowout. As well as, I can just pull it off, take the cellophane off, and use this as my filling tube. So hopefully I'll have all of this together in a short while to show you. I'm very happy with the progress so far. I just recently had the eyeball calibrated, so I should be fairly close tolerance here. Better move that before I break it. Oh, that will do very nicely. Okay, that's seated all the way down. The adhesive has squeezed out a little bit. I've got none on the outside over here, which is a good thing. I don't really want it there. So there you have it. The filler cap. Put the cellophane on top of that. I'm going to lop this off, so I'll just make a ring and it'll push down, seal it up, create a blowout. Well, boys and girls, there it is. It is the completed vertical series plate brute force, a VSPB cell. There's the top of the cell. You can see the positive battery terminal here, negative on the other side. I have my barbed outlet fitting. It's a 1/4 NPT barbed outlet fitting. I'm hoping that won't be big enough. I'm hoping to have to go to 3/8 or 1/2 inch on that. So wishful thinking. Here is the completed blowout assembly. Okay, this just is a fairly loose fit on top of this piece of pipe. I did shave off a little bit around this outer corner to make this a slightly looser fit, and then practically any piece of plastic that you stretch over the top of this and push this over top of will create a nice tight drum inside there. You get a look. Okay, saran wrap will probably work well. Plastic sandwich bag. Practically any piece of plastic that you can find laying around will make an excellent blowout for that. So in case we ever get a flashback into the cell, that should easily relieve the pressure. And that, as they say, is that.